Although I look like a normal person, I actually have 2 hidden superpowers. My first superpower is that I can shoot explosive diarrhea out of my ass and into the ground at a force of 1000 psi, which enables me to slightly levitate above the ground as if I'm wearing a jetpack. But of course, my second superpower was that I was born with a 3rd leg, also known as my 12-inch dingling, which has the ability to stretch to a maximum of 100 feet and can be used similarly to Wonder Woman's lasso. Anyways, apparently there are even more superpowers that exist in real life. Crazy disorders that give you superpowers by Dumb Doggo.
Number 7. Extra limbs. Polymorphia is a rare birth defect in which an affected individual is born with more than the usual amount of limbs.
For example, my 12-inch 3rd leg that I can extend to 100 feet and whip around like a lasso.
In most cases, the extra limb is usually shrunken or deformed in some way. And
I mean, in my case, it was the opposite. It was quite the opposite of shrinking. It extends to 100 feet. You guys don't believe me. Yeah, you guys, I guarantee you guys don't even believe me. But if you could see it, bro, if I could show it on YouTube, which I obviously can't show it on YouTube, but if I could show it, I would. I actually would. It's actually massive. I can like swing it around. It's actually so fun.
But one case in India showed otherwise. Deepak Paswan was a boy from India with 1 head, 4 arms, and 4 legs. The limbs were relatively fully formed and also appeared fully functional.
Wait, so what do you mean 4 legs? So we have the 3rd leg, the 3rd leg, and then we also have the 4th leg. So what is it? Is it an actual leg, or is it like he's born with 2 dinglings? I might have to 1v1 this guy to assert dominance. Just eliminate him off the planet.
Imagine the power you would wield with 4 hands. At the foosball table, you'd be undefeatable. Or imagine DDR with 4 legs. In the Hindu religion, gods are often depicted with numerous limbs. So as news spread of the quote-unquote Octo Boy, pilgrims soon traveled from all over India to worship him as an incarnation of their gods. Until scientists figure out that the extra limbs were actually from a parasitic twin that hadn't developed properly in the womb and had somehow fused with him.
Wait, so technically he killed his twin in the womb, so he's already a serial killer out the womb.
Turns out, he also didn't actually have control over the extra limbs either. They were just kinda glitching every now and then. So, to improve Deepak's quality of life, the extra limbs were cut off, and ever since he's been able to live a relatively normal life. Much to the dismay of the pilgrims.
Bro, they should have kept the limbs. He could have swindled and scammed so many people for millions of dollars. His family could have actually used him as like the reincarnation of God, bro. They could have made millions. They could have actually scammed so many people. They actually could have scammed so many people. That was a missed opportunity. That was actually a missed opportunity. Like, even if the limbs weren't really working that well, they were sort of like glitching every now and then. But still, even then, like, you could just like fake it until you make it. Like, you can just pretend that you can actually control them when you can't really. But if I was this guy's dad, bro, I'm 100% claiming 100% of his earnings. I'm using him to scam the frick out of every single pilgrim, and I'm keeping all the earnings, bro. This guy's not getting a single cent. I'm gonna make it so that the pilgrims have to pay at least $1,000 before they can see my son, who is the reincarnation of God. And if the pilgrim goes and sees my son, then they get good luck for the rest of their life, because he is the reincarnation of God. Remember? Yeah.
Number 6. Supermemory. Hyperthymetic syndrome is a condition that allows people to remember abnormally large numbers of life experiences. Sounds like a cheat code to life, right? You'd be the world's most famous walking encyclopedia.
Jesus bloody Christ. This guy has boobs on his head. His head is bulging. He has a veiny head. He has boobs on his head. He has a guyet on his head. He doesn't have a butt chin. It's like gone like the reverse. He's got a butt head. Like, he looks like someone who previously had a butt chin and someone rocked his jaw so hard that his head did a 180 and now the butt is like on the top of his head.
You'd be the world's most famous walking encyclopedia and win millions of dollars in popular trivia game shows. But in reality, hyperthymesiacs cannot choose what memories are permanently stored in their brains. Information like memorizing schoolwork would be treated as trivial, so unfortunately, they won't be doing well on any tests at school. But what they are great at is remembering that one time they let a big one rip in the school cafeteria.
Not funny, didn't laugh.
Remembering these highly personal events can often be very embarrassing or traumatic. But could you imagine dating a hyperthymesiac? Hey babe, I'm going to the store to get some milk. Wait! Are you going to leave me like Mark did on the 3rd of January 1984? What, babe, no. How about like Peter did on the 8th of April 1991? No, what are you talking about? Oh, Okay then. Don't forget to buy the low-fat milk this time. Oh yeah, sure, honey. Unlike the time you forgot it on the 21st of September 1997, and the 13th of November 1999, and the 16th of June 2002.
Yeah.
He's gonna leave me.
Bro, who wouldn't leave you after that? Because first of all, I mean, never judge a book by its cover, but if the book has a massive gaiat on their head, perhaps, like, maybe it's okay to judge the book by its cover. Because me personally, I'm not dating anyone who has a butt on their head, especially if it's veiny.
So yeah, the vast majority of hypothamesiacs find it really difficult to sustain long committed relationships, leading to a lack of social connections and loneliness.
So how is that a superpower then? This is a nerf. It's an IRL nerf. You're self-nerfing yourself.
Number 5. Exoskeleton armor. Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, also known as Stoneman syndrome, is an extremely rare genetic condition that allows some individuals to rapidly heal themselves when damaged.
Wait, isn't that like Kevin Levin in not Superman, Ben 10? He can turn himself into stone, right? Yeah, like this one. This is Kevin Levin. He can turn his arm into stone. He can absorb whatever material.
But there's a catch. Imagine a person suffers a surface injury. Instead of replacing the skin tissue with more skin tissue, the body replaces it with bone instead. This process is called ossification. Can you imagine what would happen if you injured all your skin? You'd form an exoskeleton-like layer of armor made of pure bone, and literally be a superhuman. But in depressing reality, this disorder is almost 100% fatal. The issue is that the body ossifies all damaged tissue, which can make joints stiff and be dangerous to internal organs. You injure your knee, ossified. I can't walk. You injure your eyelid, ossified. I can't see. You injure your dick. Well, I guess that's a real boner now.
Get it? Because it's like a bone, like boner, but like it has the word bone in it. Not funny, didn't laugh. But I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if you got like hit in the nuts and then your dingling just grew back as a rock hard dingling. Like literally, it's rock hard. It's just bone. Like imagine a 12-inch sword coming out from beneath your legs. That would be insane. That would do some damage. That would actually do some damage.
Any tiny injury would potentially become devastating to you. If you strain your voice, you could permanently lose it. If you damage your airways, bony growth would restrict your breathing. Even if you don't injure yourself, your body is constantly breaking down and repairing itself. So you're basically doomed. You'd be slowly and inevitably turning into a bone statue. But the absolute worst part is there's almost no way this can be medically solved at the moment, as surgical removal of ossified tissue causes the body to repair the area with additional bone, leading to a fatal catch-22.
Bro, it's a
disorder that
Medusa
could in
heads,
theory
Hydra.
be an awesome superpower, but in reality, it's much more like a living nightmare.
Okay, this guy's been hyping it up for so long, but we haven't seen any real life images. I want to see what it looks like in real life to see if it lives up to the hype. Because the way that Doggo has been like, explaining this is that like, it's like it could be a superpower. Like it will turn you bulletproof. But realistically, I assume it looks really like, I don't know, like it doesn't really look that amazing. That's what I assume. So how am I meant to spell this? Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, can I just ChatGPT this? Let's take a screenshot because I cannot type this. Okay, boom, we have a little bit of a cheat code and exploit here, and then we have an image here. Okay. Oh, okay, so wait, it literally turns to bone. So these are, yeah, this is not part of the regular skeleton. So like there's bone growing everywhere. That would be very painful. You see that's bone as well. That thing that's sticking out. Okay, yeah, that would be extremely painful. Yeah, so it's nothing like this, bro. Why are we hyping it up? This I don't think this is a superpower. No offense to people who have this disease, of course.
Number 4, impervious to pain. Congenital insensitivity to pain, or CIP, is a rare condition where an individual cannot feel pain. Dude, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? An estimated 1 in every 25,000 people are diagnosed with this condition, and in most cases, the person has actually never experienced pain before.
And you know what? 1 in 250,000? That is me. That is actually me.
That is me, because I'm the Alpha Sigma male.
The Alpha Sigma male does not feel pain. He is pain.
This condition is caused by a mutation to the PRDM12 gene, which is important for the development of pain-sensing nerve cells. Affected individuals have been recorded to register touch, but the pain circuitry is completely cut off.
So that means they can technically still get diddled. Like, they're not immune to getting diddled. So that means he's not completely off the hook as, like, you know, a potential victim for P. Diddy.
Interestingly, CIP individuals are still susceptible to emotional pain. Physical and emotional pain are both processed by the same part of your brain, so this was surprising to me. But it's more of an issue with the physical sensory input as opposed to pain processing in the brain. This would be a pretty neat power to have for a super soldier though. Someone you could just throw into the middle of the battlefield who doesn't care if they get shot. There's actually a village in northern Sweden called Vitangi, where there's an abnormally high frequency of individuals with CIP. We might need to watch out for them in the near future. In reality, this condition is extremely dangerous to the affected individual because pain is vital for survival. Individuals with CIP often die during childhood because fatal injuries just go unnoticed. It is tragically very common for people to burn to death without even knowing.
Okay, you had me into up to here. There's no way. There's absolutely no way you don't notice yourself burning to death. Like, first of all, you would smell it. Like I understand you can't feel pain, but you can still smell, right? You would smell your flesh burning. You'd smell the fire. You'd feel the heat of the fire, right? But anyway, so yeah, this guy can still feel emotional pain. So I guess the Alpha Sigma male will still feel pain in the end. The Alpha Sigma male is depressed, and so I don't know, what was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say, but we do not feel emotional pain. Somehow, still, skimmity toilet.
Number 3. Indestructible bones. Trichodento-osseous syndrome is a rare condition affecting no more than a couple thousand people worldwide. It leads to people having bones that are so dense that they've been known to break baseball bats and even withstand car crashes. A mutation in the DLX3 gene causes bone density in the affected individual to increase significantly. It reminds me a lot of Wolverine's skeleton. Like, if you combine this disorder with the regeneration from Stoneman syndrome, minus the ossification and increased likelihood of death, you're basically Wolverine.
Wait, so the thing is, his bones are dense? So, like, his skull, he's dense in the head, but isn't, like, dense, like, doesn't dense mean, like, you're dumb? So maybe that would be one of, like, the downsides, the nerfs. So, like, he's getting buffed with, like, increased, bone strength, but the buff would have to be, like, that he's just dumb as frick.
However, there are several major drawbacks. These individuals are cursed with having extremely weak teeth that break easily and painfully, or end up falling out completely in some cases.
Well, I mean, if you're from the UK, it's not really going to be that much different than, like, you know, like what you would have experienced. Like, you're just walking on the street in the UK, you look left, right, and you think everyone has this, like, indestructible bone disease because everyone's teeth are just, like, messed up. Like, damn, this guy has the indestructible bone disease. Oh my god, this person also has the indestructible bone. This guy has the bones. This guy has the bone. Whoa. Whoa, what is this? How does this tooth have 2 tiny teeth in the tooth? Oh my god, I think that's a rotten tooth. That is insane. The hawk tour must be astronomically painful.
They have brittle nails and dry, curly, and flaky hair as well. Research into TDO is prevalent right now, as it may hold the key to curing osteoporosis, which is the gradual weakening of skeletal structures many people develop in their old age. This would make a huge difference in improving their quality of life, as breaking bones from bad falls is incredibly common for elderly and in many cases life-threatening.
But I mean, honestly, that's a bit of a skill diff. Just get stronger bones, bro.
Number 2. Super strength. Myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy is a rare condition that literally gives you super strength. Affected individuals have over twice the usual muscle mass of an average human, and they also have increased muscular strength, all without going to the gym or lifting weights to maintain it.
Damn, that's literally me, bro. That's crazy. He's actually describing me perfectly. Look at me. Look how strong I am. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my, it's actually getting worse. It's genuinely getting worse. Oh my god, the left arm, the non-Guna arm, the off arm, the arm that you use when you want to make it feel like someone else is giving you the hawk tour. Oh my god. That is insane. That doesn't look real. Is this real? Oh my, it actually is real. That is genuinely concerning. Since when did this happen? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Imagine waking up and just being jacked. This condition is caused by a mutation in the MSTN gene, which is usually responsible for limiting muscle growth to prevent us from growing too large. But in these super strength individuals, it doesn't work as a limiter. A real-life case of this is Liam Hoekstra from the United States. Doctors recorded that he had prominent muscle development in his legs as an infant. Like, bro came out of the womb jacked. Yeah, he never skipped leg day in there. Bro could do a pull-up at 8 months old, had a six-pack when he was just 3 years old, and could lift 3-kilogram dumbbells with his arms fully extended at just 3 years old as well. Do you understand how crazy that is? Bro probably only weighed 3 kgs at the time.
Okay, let's search this guy up. Liam Hoekstra. Okay, that's a very interesting way to spell my name. Oh, okay, I've seen. I thought this was a meme. I thought this was a meme, but it's actually legit. Okay, this guy, I've seen this meme. Okay, it's not even a meme. It's not a meme. It's real? It's actually real?
To add icing on the cake, there are no known medical complications to this condition. All those benefits and not a single drawback has been found. That is just plain unfair. And that's why it gets the number 2 spot on this list.
Wait, but what are the odds of getting this though? Myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so they do tests on animals. Okay, I can't show this image because it's a little bit, it's a bit graphic. But they've done a test on mice, and one of the mice have massive, absolutely massive muscles. I think they use performance-enhancing DRUGS to sort of simulate this sort of thing on mice.
Number 1, fearlessness. Geordie Cernick is a man from the UK who was diagnosed with Cushing's syndrome, where his body produced too much cortisol, which caused him to have severe, life-threatening weight gain and high blood pressure.
Cortisol is a stress hormone, isn't it?
Numerous brain surgeries and complications, in a final surgical operation, his adrenal glands were removed from his body. This gruesome operation required removing one of his ribs, and it was extremely painful. Thankfully, his Cushing's syndrome was cured as a result, but it came with a price. When Geordie woke up in the hospital bed, he was on life support. He had numerous tubes coming out of him, and the doctors solemnly told him that there had been complications. He had developed pneumonia and then meningitis, which is a potentially fatal infection of the brain. But surprisingly, upon receiving the bad news, Geordie had no response. He didn't feel anything. Among the many functions of the adrenal glands, one of them is influencing your body's stress response, also known as fight or flight, namely through the hormone adrenaline. Turns out, due to the removal of his adrenal glands, the part of Geordie's brain that controlled fear had been turned off. So now, he lives a life of zero fear.
Damn, that's literally me as well. I'm the Alpha Sigma male. The Alpha Sigma male does not feel fear.
Can you imagine that? Not feeling the nervous pit in your stomach before an important test?
I don't have to
feeling
imagine.
shy and flustered when asking a girl out? Not having a second thought when taking a risk? You'd be an absolute Giga Chad! Especially when cases of anxiety and paranoia are increasing in our society right now. Fearlessness would drastically change the course of your life. But just like many of the other disorders on this list, there's a catch. Fear is a fundamental survival instinct, and the absence of it could be very dangerous.
But interestingly, there is a climber. There's a guy who climbs mountains who sort of like, they did a study on his brain, and he lacks, like he has it's something to do with fear. So like first of all, who's the guy that climbs mountains? Here is this guy, Alex Honnold. Okay, how the frick did I find that by just like typing this up? I just asked who is the guy who climbs mountains? But anyways, they did a study on his brain, and they found something to do with like fear or something. Yeah, so the scan showed that he has a less reactive amygdala, which is, responsible for like the fear response in the brain. But this guy climbs a lot of, dangerous mountains, and he does it with no equipment. Like no like line or anything. This is what you call free solo climbing, when you climb the actual rock with no equipment or anything on. So he could fall at any moment and die.
But even worse than that, Geordie lost something much more important after his
father. His father left him when he was 5 years old to get the milk, and he never returned.
Shorty lost something much more important after his surgery. He lost the ability to feel excited for things, to feel suspense, and in some cases, even joy. It took away his ability to experience life.
Damn, he's actually more similar to me than I actually originally thought. Because I have a condition where I can't experience laughter. I can't actually laugh at something because I don't find anything funny. That's why I just go ha 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 ha. That's not funny. Don't laugh.